Eric had always been a man of darkness. From a young age, he found himself drawn to the eerie and the macabre. It was a fascination that led him down a path of crime and violence, eventually landing him behind bars. But on a cold, moonless night in Albany, New York, Eric saw an opportunity to escape. As the thunder rumbled in the distance, rain fell in torrents, masking his footsteps as he sprinted through the muddy streets, his heart pounding with exhilaration. He had heard whispers of an abandoned house on the outskirts of the city, a place where few dared to venture. It was said to be cursed, home to something unnatural. Eric, with his thirst for darkness, couldn't resist the lure of the unknown. The dilapidated house loomed before him, a monstrous shadow in the stormy night. Its windows were shattered, and the once proud structure seemed to sag under the weight of its own secrets. Ignoring the rational voice in his head that screamed for him to turn back, Eric forced open the creaking front door and stepped into the pitch-black interior. The air was heavy with the musty scent of decay, and the only sounds were the relentless rain outside and the occasional scurrying of unseen rodents. Eric's flashlight cast eerie, flickering beams through the dimly lit rooms as he cautiously explored the house's many corridors and chambers. He was about to give up, convinced that the rumors of the house's curse were nothing more than superstition, when he stumbled upon a narrow staircase leading to the attic. Curiosity got the better of him, and he began to ascend the rickety steps. At the top, he pushed open the attic door, and his flashlight's beam revealed a scene that froze the blood in his veins. There, seated on an old wooden chair in the center of the attic, was a living mannequin. Its pale, lifeless face was frozen in a permanent grimace of horror, with bulging, unblinking eyes that seemed to pierce the very essence of Eric's soul. It wore a tattered and moth-eaten dress, its wooden hands clutching the armrests of the chair. Eric's heart pounded in his chest as he took a cautious step closer. The mannequin's eyes followed him, tracking his every move with an unnatural intensity. It was as if it could see the darkness within him, the crimes he had committed, and the malevolent desires that had brought him to this forsaken place. With trembling hands, Eric reached out to touch the mannequin's cold, wooden cheek. It felt unnervingly real, as if it were made from the flesh of the damned. And then, as he watched in horror, the mannequin's mouth slowly opened, revealing a black void within. A guttural, otherworldly voice emanated from the mannequin, a chilling whisper that sent shivers down Eric's spine. "You seek escape, mortal," it hissed, its words like a death sentence. "But there is no escape from the darkness that dwells within you." Eric stumbled back in terror, but the mannequin's bulging eyes never left him. It stood from its chair with an eerie, mechanical grace and began to advance toward him, its wooden joints creaking in the silence of the attic. Desperation consumed Eric as he turned and fled down the attic stairs, the mannequin's haunting whisper echoing in his ears. He burst through the front door and into the pouring rain, the house seeming to breathe a sigh of relief as he escaped its cursed interior. But Eric knew he had not truly escaped. The darkness within him had been exposed, and the living mannequin's curse now clung to his soul. From that day forward, he wandered the streets of Albany, a haunted man, tormented by the bulging eyes of the mannequin and the darkness that had consumed him. There was no happy ending for Eric, for he had become one with the horrors of that abandoned house, forever imprisoned by the malevolent presence that dwelled within it. And so, the mannequin continued to sit in the attic window, its bulging eyes watching and waiting for the next lost soul to stumble upon its cursed abode.